And there were like 9 men, male, female, tapos may camera. And then the woman called, then was looking for me. And then ang sabi niya, ang una niyang sinabi was that, to get my phone, to get my phone. And then suddenly, they just come in the room kasi the door kasi here, it locks from the outside. So you cannot lock it back from the inside. They're free to come and go. So they just went inside, and then pinilit nila kami to turn over our phone to them. I have been trying to cooperate to the very best of my ability. So I do not understand why they just go to your room, get your phones, and then just tell you that they will move you. Nakapajama na kami because we are going to sleep. We're going to sleep and our light is already closed. Like this, dark. And then they, like that on your door. Like back, and then just entered. Because in this facility, the lock is outside. I mean, people can just go back. That's what they did. They ran on it, but it was just not one person, which is the usual. Like, for example, ma'am, nandito na po yung pagkain nyo. It was not like that. So we were parang surprised. What's that about? Kasi magtutulog na kami, di ba? Tapos yun, suddenly they all came in, PNP, and then some other person in parang uniform. Lahat-lahat po sila dumating. And then they said they want to read me an order. And I said, I don't understand. When I came in, nag-read na po kayo ng order. What order is this? And then she said, allow me to read it to you. And then, binabasa niya, pero tinignan ko na yung order sa baba. And nakalagay mo transfer to Women's Correctional. So I said, I'm not going anywhere. I need my lawyers now. And then he said, no, there is no need for a lawyer. There's no need kasi we are just doing our job and to serve this. We're just doing this to serve. Yeah, and then they said na parang, saka, why will you need your lawyer? Nandito ba yung lawyer mo? Sabi ko, hindi, wala. Gusto ko yung lawyer ko. Sabi niya, meron kaming lawyer, ito na lang ang lawyer mo. Parang, no, that is not my counsel of choice. Why would you impose that lawyer on me? I want my lawyer. Then I kept on saying to them that I have my rights as a detainee in this facility. Respect that. And then I told them to go out, but they said no. And then they started ganging up. Alam mo po yung feeling na, alam mo yun, mag-isa ka lang, tapos nakapajama ka, tapos yung mga tao lalapit na lang sa'yo. Parang hindi ko alam kung bigla ka na lang, alam mo yun, sakalin or barilin that thing in your head. They did that. And then he said, Teto, I stood up and said, I'm not leaving this room. I have my rights. And then he pushed them back and then I said, get out, get out. And then they kept on saying na parang so many other things. They're just serving this, doing their job. It was an order, blah, blah, blah. I didn't anymore. I just told them to step out of my room because as a detainee of this facility, this is my area. Do not come in. That was the moment they came, but when they went out, I already pushed that by myself. That you see that bed? I pushed that all the way to the door para they cannot go in. And they bring 9, 10 people to serve you in the middle of the night in your pajamas. This is a threat to my life. It's not harassment. Wala nang batas sa bansang ito. Wala na pong batas. Kawawa naman po ang Pilipino.
Ouch.
Ayoko na.
Malinaw at kalmado po yung pag-serve ng transfer order. Wala pong barging in na naganap, wala pong komosyon, wala pong pagnakaw ng cellphone na naganap, wala pong pagpipigil ng access sa abogado, wala pong wala pong attempts na i-breakdown yung pinto, nabigyan po siya ng access sa medical personnel at medical services sa kahabaan ng kanya pong pamamalagi sa ating detention facility, Mr. Chair. Siguro po napakabigat po kasi nung patatang na ibinato ni Yusek Lopez na naramdaman niya po na parang may pagbabanta sa kanyang buhay. Hinaras siya, frineten po siya. So sana po, Mr. Chair, sa pamamagitan po ng ating talakayan ngayong umaga, naging malinaw po na trinato po ng mabuti ng ating LSB, ng mga tao dito po sa House of Representatives, si Yusek Zulaika Lopez, sa kanya pong pamamalagi dito, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Enzo Recto, kalaban ang katiwalian at kasinungalingan, kakampi sa katotohanan at kabutihan.
Isa po sa mga pinakamabigat na paratang ni Yusek Lopez doon po sa kanyang press conference ay yung pakiramdam niya po ay merong banta sa kanyang buhay. Let me quote several of her manifestations, Mr. Chair, in her press conference. Quote, "I would not have pushed that bed myself if I did not feel that I was being threatened. My life was being threatened." Another quote, "You saw in the hearing that my back hurts. I cannot lift heavy things. Pero dahil natakot ako, I feared for my life. I really pushed that by myself. Hindi lang ito harassment. This is really a threat to my life. They gang up on you in the middle of the night. Isn't that a threat to my life?" And the last quote po is, "And they bring 10 people to serve you in the middle of the night in my pajamas. This is a threat to my life. It's not harassment." So, I would like to dissect the events of that evening para po malinawan tayo bakit kaya nasabi po yon ni Yusek Lopez. So, she asserted several times that many people, quote, barged into her detention room at around midnight to serve the transfer order. Her descriptions differ all throughout her press con. Hindi po siya consistent. Paminsan sinasabi niya 9, paminsan 10. Meron pong time nung kinorner siya ulit ng media na ilan po ba talaga. Ang sabi niya, hindi ko alam nga kung 9. Basta alam ko, they're more than me. They're more than myself. Ganun po yung sinabi niya. So I have a few questions po, Saa. First is, what is the protocol for serving a transfer order? Ano po ba yung protocol natin? Ano po yung procedures natin? And sino po yung nagsaserve ng transfer order, Mr. Chair?
Ang protocol po natin is, actually, nakuha ko mga question, is ano yung oras? Meron po bang tinakdang oras para i-implement po yung ano? Ano yung mga nakuha ko na nakarating sa akin ng mga text na questioning yung protocol. At ang sinabi ko nga po is wala hong specific na protocol as to the time. Ang practice po natin for the past 2 years that I've been Sergeant at Arms, every time po na merong order ang komite, ay mabilis po nating pinatutupad. Of course, consistent po doon sa kumpleto yung aming logistics. Diyan po yung tao at ready po yung lugar na paglalagyan. So yun lang po yung protocol na aming pinatutupad. Yun naman pong kung gaano karaming tao, common sense naman po yun. Ang mahigpit lang po nating sinisiguro ay yung safety and security nung detainee. From the time we serve until the time we effectively transferred her or them to the destination. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sino po yung bumuo ng grupo na pumasok po doon sa kwarto para po iserve yung transfer order? Ano po yung composition ng grupo?
Maraming salamat po. I hope maintindihan po ng komite. Spread too thinly na po ang LSB dahil nga po sa presensya ng ating pangalawang Pangulo. So, minabuti ko pong ako mismo ang nag-set up po nung mga teams na mag-i-implement po nung transfer order. So, basically, lahat po nung hindi naka-deploy sa ating mga gates, lahat po yun ay na-deploy. Ako ho ang nagbuo nung team na 5 lang po ang miyembro ng team na yon na magse-serve. Meron po tayong team na in charge ng convoy. Meron po tayong team na in charge ng crowd control kung sakali nga pong magkakaroon ng komosyon. At meron din po tayong team ng magsisecure dun sa magdadala na lugar na nagko-communicate directly. Na nakuha naman po natin yung sagot na meron nung available na detention facility doon sa Women's Correctional. So ako po, ma'am, ang personal na nag-set up at nag-identify kung sino yung magpo-form nung magse-serve nung transfer order.
Ilang tao po yung pumasok doon po sa kwarto? Ilan po yung pumunta doon sa detention room para po iserve yung transfer order, Mr. Chair?
Kung makikita nyo po, our CCTV and the videos will bear us out na 4 lang ho yung taong pumasok at 3 ang babae at nasa likod ho yung isang abogado na lalaki. So 4 lang po.
Please present the video, Comsec.
Mr.
Okay,
Chair,
please proceed.
isa lang po ba yung footage? Meron pa po bang gustong ipakita sa SAA? Meron pa po bang
Ilang
subsequent
video footages po yan?
Ito po nakita nyo ngayon, Mr. Chairman, is galing po sa ating CCTV. Meron pa po tayong pumasok sa loob na at makikita nga po doon na kausap na nung nag-serve na 3 babae si Attorney Lopez. So, meron pa po kung
Please.
available, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, if the
Congresswoman
COMSEC would
Swansing.
be able to replay the videos with the audio, that might be critical to the discussion, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Your Honor, we're already doing something about the technical difficulty, Your Honor. There's an audio.
Mr. Chair, before I proceed, any more videos po, Saa? Or can we proceed with
As
the
far as
questioning?
wala na pong ibang pumasok, ibang pagkakataon na pumasok ko yung doon sa loob ng opisina ni Attorney Lopez. Nakita nyo, pinakamarami na ho yung
Detention
madalas
center.
tatlo, Mr. Chairman.
Detention center, not office.
Opo. Mr. Chair, if I may, tama po ba yung nakita ko? So, nung pumasok po, nakita natin napakakalmado. Kasi po, ang description po ni Attorney Lopez, ni Yusek Zulaika, doon po sa kanyang press con, ganun yung motion niya when she was talking about how they knocked. So mukha pong kitang-kita dun sa pinakaunang video, napaka-gentle nga po nung pag-knock nung LSB personnel. So siguro po, yun po yung una. Second po, in terms of using the word barge, that did not seem to me like barging in. Kasi po, nung binuksan po yung pinto, konti-konti pa nga pong sumilip yung pong LSB personnel, Mr. Chair. The third thing that I spotted po is may ilaw pala doon sa kwarto. So parang it seemed like a matter of choice when they conducted the press conferences in the dark. So mukhang sila po yung pumili na patayin po yung ilaw doon sa press con. Pang-apat po na gustong i-highlight doon sa video, kung bibilangin ko po, Mr. Chair, and I'd like to request for SAA's confirmation on this, there seem to be 4 people. The lady in green, which seemed to me, siya po yung may hawak nung transfer order. The lady in the green jacket. Pangalawa po ay yung uniformed personnel na babae. Pangatlo po, parang may lalaki po doon sa bandang kanan. Ayan po, napapasok din po. At yung pang-apat po ay yung cameraman. So siguro po walang punto na humigit po sa 4 na tao yung nasa sa loob ng kwarto. So siguro po, Mr. Chair, iyan po napakakalmado po nung sitwasyon. Parang wala naman pong altercation, walang confrontational conversations whatsoever. So yun lang po siguro, Mr. Chair. Just wanted to highlight that na mukhang wala pong barging in, wala pong confrontation na naganap, Mr. Chair. And I would like to ask kung tama po ba yung read ko in terms of the situation, Mr. Chair.
Saa?
Mr. Chairman,
Before you answer that, Saa, may I know, saan po yung switch ng ilaw? Nasa loob o nasa labas?
Mr. Chairman, ito pong ating detention room is nasa loob po. Even yung aircon, sila po yung may control dun sa loob.
Okay, please continue, Saa.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Madam Chair. Tama po yun. Dahil kung hindi ho maayos at mahinahon yung pag-deliver ng order, is kasalanan ko po. Dahil ako po yung nag-brief every step of the way kung ano ho yung mangyayari. Kung pumayag nga siya na makarating, magpadala sa detention center, maayos din ho mangyayari sana yun. So, tama po yun. Wala na hong sumunod na insidente na nag-serve at dumami yung mga tao. In fact, yung second time po na sinubukan naming i-serve, yung transfer order is nasa labas na po ng bintana at hindi na kami pinapasok. Pero still, binasahan pa rin ho natin at ayaw pa rin ho nilang sumunod. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Moving on, Mr. Chair, but on a similar note, all throughout the press con po, meron silang inuulit-ulit din na term na natatakot kami na anytime pwedeng i-break down yung pinto. So anytime they can barge in and break down the door. They kept on saying that all throughout the press conference, Mr. Chair, throughout the span of probably 2.5 hours, Mr. Chair. So siguro, Mr. Chair, para maintindihan siguro natin yun, pwede ko po ba tanungin kay Saa, ano po ba yung configuration nung pinto o nung lock doon po sa detention room? Kailangan nyo po ba, kasi po ang naisip ko kung normal siyang pinto, hindi nyo kailangang i-break down yung pinto, pwede nyo siyang buksan ng susi galing po sa labas. So, yun po, Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang po sanang linawin yun mula po kay Sergeant at Arms po natin.
Saa?
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Please continue, Saa.
In the same manner na nakita niyo po lahat ng switches, ng aircon, ng ano is nasa loob. So makikita niyo po na hindi ito yung detention center in the full sense of the word. So kaya po yung sabing gigibahin, hindi po kailangan dahil nabubuksan naman yung pintuan ng maayos. Hindi lang po siya nabuksan nung pangalawang beses nung apparently may mga nakaharang na ho kaya hindi kami makapasok kahit na-unlock namin yung pintuan. So wala po ako makita. Besides, yung sinasabi po natin siguro kung meron nun, assuming na totoo po yung sinasabi ni Attorney Lopez na natakot siya, maaari po nagsimula yun nung second night na. And ako po ay nagtataka kung bakit siya magkakaroon ng ganong pakiramdam na nung unang gabi po niya hanggang the following morning, I made sure, even with their protocol officer of the Office of the Vice President, even with the security of the Office of the Vice President, na makita ho na maayos yung ating pag-handle at safe na safe po yung ating detainee. So, in fact, nung maghapon ho na yun, wala ho tayong narinig na reklamo o problema. Nag-umpisa lamang po yun perhaps nung implement ho namin nung second night yung transfer order. Mr. Chairman.
Congresswoman Swansing.
Mr. Chair, siguro po, kung titignan po natin doon sa timeline noong presscon at saka nung pagtawag nila ng medical emergency, parang meron po kasing parang 2-hour gap. So siguro, Mr. Chair, tanungin ko lang po, ano po ba ang nangyari doon po sa labas ng kwarto? May komosyon po ba? Wala po ba masyadong tao doon? Sino po yung nasa labas noong kwarto? Doon po, nung mga panahon po yun, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chairman.
Please continue, Saa.
I believe, again, the video will bear us out. As per our policy po, wala naman nung kailangan na nakatayo na security rin sa may pintuan kung pag ho nakalock. So wala ho akong nakikita magiging dahilan para maging panggagalingan ng takot ng mga nasa loob. Wala po tayong tao na nandun. At pinayagan ho natin sila na puro tao ho ng OVP ang nakalapit. Noon nga pong nakakarinig tayo ng, although hindi pa natin confirm nung umpisa, na nahihirapan daw huminga si Atty. Lopez. So ang mga tao ho doon, tao ho ng OVP at hindi po yung security natin.
So, Mr. Chair, kung sa buong oras po na yon, puro mga tao lang na OVP yung nasa labas, wala naman po sigurong dahilan. Ako po ay mag-a-agree kay Saa. Wala naman po sigurong dahilan para matakot sila na papasukin sila ng mga sarili nilang tao doon po sa loob ng kwarto. So, Mr. Chair, I was informed by the COMSEC, the video is now ready with the audio.
Ay po, ma'am. Good evening. Ayan. Pwede po tayo magbukas ng ilaw? Tignan mo po. Kailangan pa naman mag-robe or what?
Pakilakas po yung volume.
Mr. Chair, may narinig yata ako, very faint yung audio, pero tama po ba, may narinig ako na gusto niyo po bang magsuot ng robe niyo or what? Yun po yata yung, tapos mukha naman pong napakamalumanay ng boses, pero para po, in the interest of time, Mr. Chair, sige po.
Po, ma'am. Good evening. Ayan. Pwede po tayo magbukas ng ilaw? Skip naman po. Kailangan pa naman mag-robe or what? Ma'am, good evening po.
Yun, Mr. Chair. So, yun po, mukhang kita naman po to verify the manifestations of our Sergeant at Arms a while ago, very kalmado, napakakalmado po ng sitwasyon. Nagtanong pa nga po si ma'am, baka po gusto niyong mag-robe. So, ibig sabihin po, iniisip pa po nung nag-deliver ng order, yung sitwasyon ba, kung kailangan niya magtakip, kung nakapajamas nga po talaga siya, Mr. Chair. So, thank you, Comsec, for bringing that up. Mr. Chair, siguro po, nakita ko po dun sa isang video, parang yung pangalawa po yata, nung pumasok na sila sa loob, nandun po yata yung pag-surrender ng cellphone. Kasi naalala ko po, yun po yung isa sa mga naging issue ko, no? Dito po sa sitwasyon na yun, ninakaw daw, forcibly taken yung kanilang mga cellphone. Kaya, Mr. Chair, if I may quickly request the Comsec to please play that second video, yung pumasok po sa kwarto tapos tinurn over po yung cellphone. Dito po, Mr. Chair, siguro ang napansin ko po, dalawa po yung cellphone dito. Assuming po, yung isa po kay Yusek Lopez, siguro po yung isa, dun po sa staff. Pero yun nga po, inabot po ni Yusek Lopez doon po sa personnel, tapos inabot niya pa doon sa staff para i-off or kung ano man. So siguro po dito rin po makikita natin, wala namang escalation po, hindi ninakaw, it wasn't forcibly taken from them. And Mr. Chair, mayroon lang interesting sa akin. Pinanood ko po kasi ulit yung press conference. Parang 3 beses po na nakita ko na meron pa ring cellphone yung staff. So siguro po 3 lang po to, Mr. Chair, mabilis lang to, 8 seconds lang po yung ibang mga footage. Kung pwede po nating mapakita 3 times during the press con na may cellphone po yung staff na nasa loob. While we're pulling that up, Mr. Chair, mismong si Yusek Lopez ang nagsabi doon po sa press conference niya, ang sabi niya, they demanded to get our phone. We don't have a phone. That's why we're calling from this laptop, like the Viber. We're calling the lawyer from here. I don't have a phone to contact anyone. Siguro po lahat naman tayo alam na kapag may Viber ka, may contact ka sa labas. It's as good as having your phone with you. Kasi nandun na rin naman na po yung Viber, yung contacts mo. So, siguro po hindi po totoo na wala silang abilidad na kumontak sa labas. At saka siguro, Mr. Chair, the fact that they were able to stage a full-blown press conference all throughout the time, ibig sabihin po, wala silang restrictions in terms of communicating outside. Pero I was able to get 3 screen recordings, Mr. Chair, of 3 instances during the hearing na may cellphone po na hawak yung staff na kasama po nila sa kwarto. Kaya yun lang, Mr. Chair. Siguro in terms of the cellphone issue, I hope this puts this to rest, Mr. Chair. They seem to have access to devices, either laptops or cellphones. Siguro po bukod dun sa dalawa na tinurn over nila, meron pa silang ibang cellphone. At saka, Mr. Chair, baka pwede ko po tanungin kay Saa, nung nagkaroon po ba ng medical emergency? Kasi nakita ko po na may isang video po na medyo nagagalit po ang ating Vice Presidente na ibalik niyo yung cellphone na ninakaw niyo. Binalik po ba noong personnel natin yung mga cellphone, Mr. Chair?
Your Honor, that's actually, nagtataka ho ako. Nasa taas ho ako ng second floor ng LSB, observing ho yung nangyayari sa baba. At narinig ho yung nagnanakaw. Kaya ho, nanakaw yung cellphone. Ako ho nagtataka kung paano nanakaw dahil kasama ho sa planning namin yun. Tinanggal lang sa possession nila at itilagay din sa lamesa. Andun, naiwan ho dun sa loob ng selda yung cellphone. So, hindi po nawala yung, wala pong nakuha na cellphone, wala pong nawawalang cellphone. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Bunyog, bunyog, halikan na kasama ka. Bunyog, kapag buklod ay may pag-asa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, isa ang pananaw. Sa bagong Pilipinas ang bunyog isisigaw. Bunyog.